So here is the layout in the design space, the new design space, and the link to access it is inside the She Makes Club, inside our in our June album. And if you just open it up, you'll be able to cut out these projects using the Close to My Heart Artiste cartridge. Cut out this project, sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually delete the background. I'm going to merge a couple of the colors together, just so I'm only really cutting out on 2 different colors, but this is kind of like a sketch idea layout to play with. I also have the matching stamp set that stamps this crab and octopus, and then there's a shape that goes in here. So we're gonna just start putting it together and start playing, and I'll show you some of the steps as we go. Okay, so for this summertime layout, I kind of adjusted a few things just so you can kind of see what I'm actually cutting. I deleted the background because I'm just using a 12 by 12. I deleted one of the squares. I just made a few changes to kind of really keep it to 2 maps and simplify just a little bit more what it is I'm exactly doing. And I thought I would just show you. Now we click on the Make It. And when we click on Make It, you can see it's going to do the summer 2017, let's do this, the crab and everything. It is on like a tangerine or a peach. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to cut it out on this white cardstock. So I'm just going to load it on into the Cricut. Maybe, because it didn't really grab the mat. Let's try again. Yeah, it did not grab the mat for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to load it on in. There it goes. Alright, so now that's all ready. And then I'm just going to click Continue. And it wants to make sure that I have it set to the right setting. It's going to ask me to make sure I insert it. I'm just going to click Check because I did, Dismiss because I did. And now we're going to press the cut on the Cricut, and it's going to do the printing and the cutting. So it's going to draw first, or it's not really printing, it's actually writing. Okay, now it's going to switch into cutting mode. Okay, so now I added the second square back in there because I want to cut it onto the designer paper, and it'll just save me another step of cutting later, and it fits. So I'm going to mat 2, and I'm just going over at my Cricut, and I'm just going to press the cut button on my designer teal paper. And that's just going to cut. There's no drawing on that. So it's going to cut out my photo matting, my octopus, and a couple other things. Okay, so what we're going to do with this layout, to start assembling it and putting it together, we're going to have a little bit of fun. I'm actually going to cut off this upper strip because I want it to be a true 12 by 12 layout, and I can use this strip, which is actually the label for what it is, and I love that about Close to My Heart, is that they allow you to then use it with the reverse side. A lot of companies, it's kind of like wasted paper space, but you can actually use this as an embellishment, and I just love the clouds of this layout. So we're gonna actually do a little bit of stamping and a little bit of creating on here as well. So I already cut out Summer, Let's Do This, and I'm just going to adhere this down. I cannot wait to get my Glue Arts back in action. I am missing my Glue Arts glue gliders so stinking badly. I can hardly stand it. Okay, so we have summer stuff that we want to do, and that's what this layout is going to be all about. So I'm going to put some highlight pictures. We already went to the beach and we did some fun things already, but I just want to apply these down. And actually, before I do that, before I get too carried away with where that one's going to go, I'm going to stamp a couple things from the stamp set. This set is actually no longer available. I'm going to flip this over. Actually, I can just stamp on the back of this. I just want to make sure I don't have any overhang. This one says, I love summer. And let's see, is this a big enough block? We'll use this one. I'm actually just going to use the black archival ink for this. And because it's a little bit of a, you can see it's a little bit more of like a thicker stamp, I'm going to actually stamp it on top of the insert with the stamp set. It'll help it absorb into what we're doing a little bit better. There we go. And then you get a good, solid, clean, crisp stamp on there. All right, now you can either put the additional layer on or leave it go. I'm thinking I might just leave it go. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like once I'm done. And I actually want to do a little bit of additional stamping. So I actually have this salt in the air and sand and it's, what does it say? Salt in the air and wind in your hair is what the stamp actually says. So I'm going to stamp this one as well onto this cutout. That's good. All right, and again, I'm just stamping right on there, and it should be a good, solid, clean, crisp stamp, which it is. All right, so then I know I want this down here. I know I want this up here. I'm gonna put this guy up here. Just kind of playing around a little bit with where I want things to go. I love that this says smile on it, and I was really thinking I want to use that. And I think I'm going to use some of these stars. I'm going to use the color Peacock. This is one of the old ink pads still. The new ink pads are amazing. They are the magnetic ones. They're so much easier to open and work with, and I love everything about them. But I'm going to sort of just stamp around a little bit in this color. I already adhered that one down, so we're just going to go in the corner down here. Just so that it kind of peeks out of some of the places that maybe... Oh, come on. Hold on. I'm trying to do a stamp off here in the corner. There we go. Yeah, kind of like that. Boop, boop, boom. Kind of just down here. Okay, so let's do a couple more with the bigger one. So just some stamping right on there in the color Peacock. All right, now I want to adhere these down. I'm gonna actually do some adhesive down here so that this sticks where it's supposed to. Some adhesive on this guy that's going down here. I want to adhere this down now. I don't know if I'm going to use the crab and everything on this layout exactly. I really don't yet. Let's see, I want this up just a little bit higher. Slight overlay. You could use dimensional adhesive too. I just want to make sure that if I'm not using dimensional, that the adhesive isn't going on top of where the photo would need to go. I want to be able to slide the photo in underneath this so that it goes over top, you know, just perfectly, which it should be just fine with that, but just to be sure. All right, I'm going to do the little crab guy down here in the corner, and again, the same thing. So I want to make sure that wherever I put him, that the adhesive isn't anywhere on where the photo would go, so I can slide the photo in underneath. And let's use an adhesive square on this one. We'll just pop up one of these guys. All right. That should be good down there. All right, I love that this one says smile. And again, the magnetic is just amazing. We're going to do smile right there, and we're going to do smile down here. And then I think we're pretty like good with how I want it to look. I want to fill in like what it is we're going to do. And I'm going to add some of these little Dreamer glitter gems. I'm going to use the more emeraldy color. And I'm just going to strategically place them around. I shouldn't say strategically because it's not really strategic. It's like random wherever I feel like it. I'm keeping it pretty like simple in the color scheme. I didn't want to add too much color to it. You can really get crazy with the color, of course, if you desire that, but I really just want a pretty simplistic color scheme. You know, you could use peacock instead of the black. It just kind of depends on how you want it to stand out. And I guess I was kind of thinking it would stand out pretty cool with this teal lagoon. And actually, I'm going to put that on there. So I'm just going to run my adhesive along the edge here. I'll clean off my table. It rolls off the table pretty nicely. I'm going to put that down there. Yeah, I like the way that kind of frames it off a little bit better instead of having the white edge. Now the final thing that I'm going to do on this layout is take a black pen, and I'm gonna do what I've done for years and years and years, and I still love it. And I said this in She Makes Club the other night. I love drawing on some faux stitching, especially around where I do my journaling. I just love doing little dash lines. They're simple. I don't know, there's something that, I know it's not as an in of a trend in the scrapbooking world as it used to be. I totally get that. But there's certain things that just because it's not a trend doesn't mean you don't have to still like it, or you can't still do it, or that it's breaking any rules. Feel free to really get creative and be creative with what it is that you're doing. Now, I know that the kids want to do an amusement park. So I'm going to start filling in some of the things that we want to do, and I'm just handwriting it in. So we're doing an amusement park, and you can do this with stamps. You could write it all the way in with your Cricut, the way this is written in. You could fill in the own writing. I know they want to do another beach day, even though we already did a beach day. I'm going to check it off because we did do a beach day. But beach, what else did we want to do? I know they want to do Chuck E. Cheese on a rain day. It just really can have a lot of fun, like filling in these types of things and enjoying what it is and what you can actually accomplish and get done. I'm trying to think of some, oh yeah. Alright, so that is our fun and simple scrapbook layout for today. I'm doing so many more layouts and so much more fun with kits and other fun giveaways, prizes, Cricut tutorials, and much more at the She Makes Club right now. And I just hope that you'll come along and enjoy the journey with us. We talk about all kinds of things, about creative therapy and about documenting your story, the good times, the bad times, things you like, things you love, things you dislike, and other things that can really just change the perspective. And I'm really excited as we unfold more with the Cricut Explore and the new Design Space 3, and really diving in to teach that from A to Z. Enjoy the moments, my friends. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey there, I just wanted to take one more opportunity to thank you so very much personally for allowing me into your space, into your home, and giving me your time. I wish so bad that we could just be sitting down together with a cup of coffee and enjoying life together, whether it be with makeup or crafting or kids or whatever crazy stuff is going on. I hope though that this video will do for now and encourages you. I hope that it inspires you to go ahead and be a little bit more brave, be a little bit more bold, and be a little bit more beautiful, both inside and out, because you are. If this did, please go ahead and connect with me. Give me a thumbs up. Give me your comments, and if you would, subscribe so that you don't miss any future Above Ruby's Studio videos. As always, you can come over and join the fun at AboveRubyStudio.com, where you can connect a little bit deeper, check out past videos, and even do a little bit of shopping with us. Enjoy the moments.